The BROOKS Glycerin 22 is a premium cushioned shoe, tuned for comfort. But is it any good? Hi guys, Chris here, and you're watching Here We Are Running, and in today's video we are doing a review of the BROOKS Glycerin 22, which is a premium cushioned running shoe from BROOKS. And before max cushioned shoes became a thing several years ago, the Glycerin was the most cushioned shoe in the BROOKS range. And if you run in previous versions of the Glycerin, then I think you're going to find some major changes due to the updates that they put into the Glycerin 22. We'll go through those and all the stats and features of the shoe in today's video, and I'll give you my thoughts, having now run over 80 kilometers or 50 miles in the shoe. But just so that you know, this is a shoe that was sent to me by BROOKS for the purpose of doing a review. They're not paying me for that, and they have no say in terms of what I say in this video today. And as with always in my shoe reviews, you'll get my honest thoughts, all the good stuff and some stuff that's not so good. So stay tuned as we review the BROOKS Glycerin 22. Let's start with the midsole foam, because that is where the big update has been made to the 22. It's got DNA tuned midsole foam. Now this was first introduced to a brand new shoe, the Glycerin Max, which came out in the autumn of 2024. Well, now it's made its way into the Glycerin 22 as well. The thing about DNA tuned midsole foam, it's a next generation of nitrogen infused foam, and it has dual sized cells within the foam. The larger cells are at the heel of the midsole, and that is to give you softer landings, and the smaller size cells are at the forefoot area to give you more responsive toe offs. In terms of stack height, it's got 38mm at the heel, 28mm at the forefoot, giving you a heel to toe drop of 10mm. Comparing that to some of the other shoes in the BROOKS range, you've got the Glycerin Max, which as a max cushion shoe, it's got more midsole foam, 45 in the heel, 39 in the forefoot. Ghost Max, 39 in the heel, 33 in the forefoot. The Ghost 16, a bit less. So that's got 36 at the heel and 24 for the forefoot. So you can kind of see, in terms of cushioning, in terms of the amount of midsole foam you're going to get, where the Glycerin 22 sort of fits into the main other shoes of its type in the BROOKS range. Moving on and having a look at the upper. It's a new engineered upper. It's double jacquard knit and has a tongue which isn't gusseted, but does have a little loop that the laces thread through that kind of helps movement of the tongue, helps it stop movement of the tongue. It's also got a very solid heel counter here at the rear and a little heel tab here that for those that are inclined will help you put the shoe on. Some nice padding around the ankle area there, and as I also say, the tongue is very plush, as you kind of expect on a shoe of this type. Taking a look at the outsole, and it's got plenty of rubber, particularly in the forefoot area and positioned around the hardware areas at the heel. Some exposed midsole foam there in the middle as well, just helping to reduce the weight by a little bit. But as I say, plenty of rubber to keep you grippy on those pavements. This is not a light shoe by any means, coming in at 347 grams or 12¼ ounces in my UK size 11. Just comparing that to the Glycerin Max, it's actually only about 4 grams less in weight than the Glycerin Max, which has a lot more midsole foam to it. In terms of the Ghost weighs in my UK size 11 309 grams. So you can see that between the Ghost and the Glycerin 22, this is considerably heavier. It does though fit true to size, and in terms of price, here in the UK, It retails at £165. It's also $165 in the US, and in the Eurozone, it's 180 euros. So what is the Glycerin 22 like to run in? Well, actually, I found it really comfortable. I really like the use of the DNA-tuned midsole foam and how it works to give you a very cushioned ride. The shoe fits really well, the lockdown is good, and there's a nice amount of space in the toe box. Plenty of rubber on the outsole, and I ran in wet and icy conditions. The grip was good, and I didn't fall over throughout my run, which has got to be a good thing. It's particularly the amount of rain and ice that we've had here recently in the UK. The shoe was perfect for those easy pace runs or your long runs. And the longest run I've done in it is a half marathon distance. But I found I was comfortable throughout that distance, and I felt that I could certainly go further without any problem at all. The shoe just provides plenty of comfort. Also on those sort of shorter, easier pace runs, just found it so easy to get into a rhythm running in this shoe. It just does a lot of the work for you. There are a few things that I didn't like so much about the shoe. In fact, more things that I think could be improved on the next version. The weight. This is quite a heavy shoe, a lot heavier than the Ghost 16 and only a few grams less than the the Glycerin Max. And I think it should really sort of sit in terms of weight somewhere in between those two models. If they could shave a bit of weight off in the next version, then that can only be a good thing. Also, you've got the loop here on the laces, which is it's sort of in the middle of the tongue. I'd like to see it move up a little bit. I think if it moved up a little bit, it would provide even more stability at the tongue, which would be a good thing given that it isn't a gusseted tongue and you are relying on your laces to stop the tongue moving about. And the final thing, and this really is a personal thing with me, you might have heard it on some of my other shoe reviews before, and we go through phases, don't we? Sometimes they include them, sometimes they don't include them. You know what I'm talking about. It's this, it's the heel loop. I don't see the point in that at all. It's adding me a little bit more weight, which I don't need. And yeah, I don't see the point. But if you are someone that likes to stick your finger in a thing here around the heel to help you put the shoe on, well, then you are probably going to love this because it's got one. Personally, for me, I'd like to see it go in the next version. Anyway, these negatives, they're all pretty minor because on the whole, this shoe is all about cushioning, and that is the thing that this has plenty of and does it really well. If you've already run in the BROOKS Glycerin 22, then why not share your thoughts in the comments of this video below? Because it's not just about my opinions, and anyone looking at this video, take a look in the comments and see if you can get a really sort of balanced view of various opinions of people that have actually run in the shoe. And if you found this video useful, then I'll ask you to do just one thing. Give the video a like. And if you think you might like my future videos, then why not consider subscribing as well? But for now, guys, goodbye.